Now, are there other places you can get that? Yes, but it's all about exposure. And you don't, if you
it's
don't
not all
know
about
where
exposure.
that,
It's
you're not
about
going
desired
to get.
outcomes.
Hold
If
on,
you
but we have an
desire to be
opportunity.
financially stable,
So, mistaken, we have an opportunity right now to change the mindset of how we are teaching our households right now. But what we hearing is excuses why
it's
we
not
can't
reality.
do it.
So they're
Instead of
stifling
us
it.
saying, "Hey, you know what?" Because I'm pretty sure we are at the age, and the people that's watching, they have teenagers in their household right now, where they can say, "Hey, you know what? You about to be 16. In the next 2 years, you need to start focusing on your career." We need to start telling people that have teenagers that, hey, you could put your kid in college while they're in high school. While they in high school, they could take free college courses. By the time they graduate high school, they have 60 credits in college today.
That's because they had kids at 16. We're not talking about that.
Okay, so now, all right. So now let's bring it into. So now let's bring it into reality, Mont. So that's what Darwin's trying to say. So if we could get young men to start understanding that you can take control over your life earlier. So as soon as you hit 18, so from 18 to 28, that's a 10-year time span. If you focus on career, by the time you hit 28, you should be able to take care of your family, because what's happening is that men are waiting till they 30. And then now they got their 10-year career. Now 30 to 40, most men are starting their family at 40 because they waited so long to be in a career. So yeah. Darwin is correct that we could get a financial plan early, then we could start families early, and then we could get back to having some kind of understanding that everybody doesn't need to make $1 million to take care of a family.
No, Sharon, you went from one side of the spectrum and jumped all the way to the other side of the spectrum, from 28 to 40 years old having a kid, right? Like
I didn't.
You did.
So let me clarify before you make your premise. I said 18 to 28 and 30 to 40. Most men are starting their career at 30.
Okay. So you think most men who if a man starts when he's 18 and he does this, go to school or do his thing, by the time that he's 28, he should be making enough to take care of his entire family on his one salary.
You should be able to do it at 24, 25, I believe.
That's not.
If you choose the right career,
that's not.
He should be able to start a career and start building a relationship with a prospect of a wife, and they can start planning finances to figure out if they're going to have one kid within a year, the second kid within the next 2 years, or 3 years or 4 years.
I think what y'all saying is like perfect world. Y'all saying perfect world stuff.
That ain't perfect world. Right. You just go to college and go to STEM.
No. Y'all saying, oh, by the time he's 20, everything should be. He should be making $150,000-$200,000.
We didn't say that.
Okay, Mike, what you think if a young man at 18 jumps into a career field where they have a union, he jumps in at 18, how long do you think it's going to take him, if he take his career seriously, to make the threshold of $100,000?
I'm not
sure. In the construction world.
In construction, if you do it trades. Right, if he do it right, he'd probably be doing it by 26, 27.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you just proved my point. So he will be able to take care of his family by the time he's 28 years old.
He's not even 30 years old. You got a lot of black men that's 35 that's making average salary $55,000-$56,000.
What if he wants to get
all of these? This type of stuff. I get what you're saying, right? But you got to understand there's gatekeepers in unions. Like y'all act like we could just say, oh, you know what? I'm gonna just join a union. You know how many people I know was waiting for years to get into the union and then or getting laid off all the time to get into a union. I mean, I get what y'all saying, but that's not reality. All of these are great.
That's not reality.
Potential solutions. They're great.
That's gonna. I'm telling y'all, sisters. Y'all bugging. Whenever y'all try to ask a man why can't he provide or why can't he do this, why can't he say that's not reality? He's basically saying because of what's done before me, I can't do it. Don't expect me to do it if the guys that came before me didn't do it. So we're living by the precedents that was set before us. Instead of saying, look, I'm gonna fucking ignore what those guys did. I'm gonna do this shit my way. I got 24 hours.
How many of y'all ever been in a union before?
Huh?
How many of y'all been in a union before? All right. Would you describe it as nepotism or no?
No.
So there's nepotism involved.
I would love to answer. So the thing that you brought up, Trev, is very, especially in the trades, right? So yeah, you get laid off a lot, but you're not factoring the fact that you can do outside of the union work if you do it properly, right? You always going to have a job when you have a trade.
What's that?
Always
mean,
have a job.
What does
so
that
while
mean?
you get your when you get laid off on in your trade, you gonna get unemployment. While you getting that unemployment, you could go ahead and work off the books because you have that high skill. So you make it more. A lot of times they make more money being laid off because they added. So it is a lot of things that you can do. But regardless of the fact, if you start off at 18 with an idea of being career minded, those first 10 years is going to push you as you're going to be so much further ahead. You don't have to wait until 30.
I got a question for you,
You're
Sharon.
going to crash the economy even
until
worse.
they are 30 years old to start their career. And then when they turn 40, that's when they decide to get married. And now they could try to take care of whatever they take care of.
You're going to crash the economy even worse, right? Because you also all this financial literacy. Don't spend none of your money like, nobody going to go to none of the strip clubs. Nobody going to go to none of the basketball games. Nobody going to do nothing because everybody going to everybody going to be all financially literate in y'all perfect little world where they don't spend none of their money.
The people that attend clubs is not just people that's
glad that you said that.
Let me ask you a question, Sharon. Hold on. Let me ask you a question. Right now, today, and over the course of 2 years today, for a black man, what is the likelihood of a black man, a young black man, 18, having financial literacy going into society on a scale from 1 to 10?
What's the likelihood of a 18-year-old having
a young black man coming out of high school having financial literacy?
I would say a 3.
And okay, if we change that from a 3 to an 8 or a 9 or 10, you don't think that shit would change?
I think that would be lovely. However, that doesn't mean that people still won't experience. People still are going to experience.
You realize the whole reason why they experiencing is because of the decisions they are making financially. It's what's making these guys losers.
No, you don't know how to make a decision without having the knowledge set. So in high school, they teach basic literacy skills in terms of financial literacy, right? And you take that like your senior year, junior, senior year, depending on how your schedule is set up. So you're not going to get the kind of financial literacy that you're referring to in a public high school setting.
Okay,
that
what do they
literacy
teach at home?
you're referring to, and that's my point. Most parents at home don't have that knowledge set to teach their kids.
But if you know better, you do better.
For a system, but that's my point. You won't know to do better if you don't know what you don't know. Right.
But
so
there's the social media. There's a lot of other resources out here for people.
I wouldn't even know to look that up. My point is
in 2026 we do.
Jay, can I just let me finish? My point is that if you're depending on a school system, right? Because it is a system to teach financial literacy. Your kids will not get what they need in terms of what you're referring to. They're coming out of school not even having basic literacy, right? So teaching financial literacy on top of that. So then the other option is, okay, what are you getting at home? Most people are, like Darwin said, are living paycheck to paycheck. So they don't have the financial literacy skills to pass down to their kids. Now, are there other places you can get that? Yes, but it's all about exposure. And you don't, if you don't know,
it's not all about exposure.
So
desired outcomes.
Hold on, but we have an opportunity. So, Ms. Taken, we have an opportunity right now to change the mindset of how we are teaching our households right now. But what we're hearing is excuses why we can't do it. So instead of us saying, hey, you know what? Because I'm pretty sure we are at the age, and the people that's watching, they have teenagers in their household right now. But they can say, hey, you know what? You about to be 16. In the next 2 years, you need to start focusing on your career. We need to start telling people that have teenagers that, hey, you could put your kid in college while they're in high school. While they're in high school, they could take free college courses. By the time they graduate high school, they have 60 credits in college today. This is information that's available. So we got to give the information instead of making excuses why we cannot move as a people. We have the information. We cannot keep talking about yesteryear that, hey, my daddy was a goddamn crackhead. So what? I ain't never smoked crack. Who gives a damn what my daddy did?
It sounds good, but I'm dealing in reality because I'm in the education system itself. I'm
so
in
what you're gonna do is discount everything to the reality.
I see, right. Well, it is the reality. You have to start with the reality.
You start with the desired outcome, man. If the desired outcome is to be financially stable and take care of a household, you start there and you work your way backwards.
System, Darwin.
But mistaken, can I just say this? Like that's where you're a teacher, right? That's where, or you're in the education system. That's where you are exceptional, right? So I would say you have the ability to share extra knowledge with individuals. I work with youth right now. So if they didn't have a Miss Jamie, then they wouldn't even know they wouldn't know how to pay their bills online. They wouldn't know how to do certain things. But that exposure is what starts. And it's not just a school thing or just a parent thing. I mean, it's social media. Like, we're in a world where we have access to so many different things. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but like, let's use like COVID for an example. When people were on unemployment, those who weren't essential workers, they were getting an extra $600 every week. Who was taking that money and building businesses, or who was taking that money and changing, their lifestyle for better, setting their kids up, and who was taking that money and paying for seafood dinners all the time and doing, so what I'm saying is we have certain opportunities. It's not always going to be easy, but look at basketball players. I'm just giving this as an example. Basketball players, those who are exceptional, who work on their craft every day, who's willing to get up at 5 a.m. to put in the extra work. I think that's really what it is.
You don't got to use them.
I think everybody's missing the point of what Mistaken is trying to say. She's not suggesting that anyone should not. No, you didn't, because you missed it. What I'm saying is that it sounds like you think that she's telling people that, nah, don't try to do any of these things. I'm pretty sure that she's avidly working towards helping children to not be in these situations. And we understand that there are.
How did you get that?
Yeah. How did I get that?
Yes.
Because everyone
what did she say that said that I am helping people to get financial literate?
She didn't say that.
I said in terms of I was speaking.
What did she say that said that she is helping children get financial literate? She had not said anything like that. What she said is that people cannot get financial literate. Is what she's saying. Me and Dawn saying that.
I did not say that. I said that they are not learning it in school. So get that right.
But we are not right again. So what me and Darwin is talking about is not school. We're talking about getting young people to understand, be career driven earlier in their life, so therefore men will be able to take their woman out the workforce, and now the mother can actually nurture the child in the proper settings, and we don't have to worry about putting goddamn cameras in our children's head because they get knocked over the head.
But the point, and that's the